You want to make more money. You want to lose fat. You want to build muscle. You want to accomplish all of these goals that you have. But at this time last year, you wanted these exact same things. So why didn't you achieve them? What is your excuse? And I can sit here and be this classic self-improvement YouTuber and tell you that those goals were impossible, and that if you want to achieve them, you would have to buy my course. But that simply wouldn't be true. Because look, my friend, those goals were possible. You could have achieved them. You could have been in such a different situation right now, but you didn't. You didn't achieve those goals. You want to know why? Well, look, you made a mistake. Somewhere you slipped up. At some point in time, there was something that you done that literally crushed the possibility of you achieving those goals. But don't worry, my friend. I got you, bro. Because I think I might have just found what this mistake actually is. Because I made it last year. You see, at the start of 2023, I set all of these goals. Huge goals. Literally like 50, 60 goals for 2023. Do you think I achieved them or not? Most of them, no. Most of them I didn't achieve. And that was my mistake. It was only my mistake. Because look, this is literally going to contradict all of the things that you have heard from self-improvement YouTubers. You see, at the start of that year, I sat down and for an hour, I wrote all of these goals. I broke them into pieces, and I done so in a Notion template that I got from Hamza. And at that time, I didn't understand that this was the biggest mistake I would go on to make. Because having goals is fine. But do you remember when we were kids? And when our parents gave us those little letters to write for Santa Claus, those little wishes for what we wanted to find under the beautiful Christmas tree. You remember, don't you? Brings like quite a decent memory, right? Well, that is the exact thing you're doing right now, but you're older. You're simply writing those words on a paper. Instead of them being thoughts in your brain, they're now words on a paper. You haven't achieved them. You don't have a plan to achieve them. You're not doing anything to achieve them. They're simply there on a piece of paper or in a Notion page. And you're just wishing to get them. You rely on this hope factor. Nothing else. And this is the mistake that you keep on making year after year. New Year's resolutions are such a trap that you don't even understand. Because in the moment, you feel good while you set them. You feel good because you feel hopeful. Feel like you're actually going to achieve them. But the more that the time passes, you understand that you haven't even made a single bit of progress towards those goals. What should you do? Should you totally forget about goals? Don't set them and just return back to your old habits. No. Look, my friend, the thing that you must do is a lot harder for you to do right now, but it's going to be much easier for you to do eventually, and it's actually going to get you to the goals that you want. Look, I want you to set goals, but in a very specific way. I want you to only set 5 goals. You heard me right. Only 5 goals. No bullshit goals that you're just writing them to write them. Just 5 goals. I won't give you examples because you know what they are. You know what are the 5 spheres of life that you would like to achieve the most. You know what they are. Don't bullshit me and don't bullshit yourself. Write those 5 goals down. And you can write them in smaller goals month by month. But that shit won't work. It didn't work. It didn't work up till now, and it won't work Now, unless you change something, you cannot expect a different result. So instead of writing them into monthly plans, you need to ask yourself, what are the activities that I can do right now, that I can do tomorrow, that I can do 2 days from now, that I can do every single day of this year, that will eventually get me to achieving those 5 goals? How many times a week do I have to go to the gym and absolutely crush my body? How many times a week should I go for a run? How many hours a day do I need to work on my business so it can generate me the amount of money that I wanted to generate me? You need to ask these questions. And once you do, you need to develop little habits, little systems into every single day and into every single week. At what time do we wake up? What do you do when you wake up? What do you do when you go to bed? Or before you go to bed? What do you do between those two things? What are the exact routines that you develop? You need to ask yourself that, because those things and only those things are going to enable you to actually become successful in these 5 goals. Nothing else. Writing monthly plans won't do anything because you will get confused. You'll honestly get scared of these 5 big goals that you have. You must forget about them. Once you write those 5 goals, forget about them and focus on the things that you set for yourself to do every single day. But because you set these things, that doesn't mean you will do them. That doesn't mean that you will achieve these things. You know, sometimes you maybe take a break. You'll tell yourself, oh, I can maybe go for a party, you know, I had a pretty perfect week. I can slack off right now. I can go and party with my friends. I can go drink a little bit. I can play some video games with my old friends. You can slip up. And you can't guarantee yourself that you won't, you know? This is the whole problem. Setting goals is... But even when you stop focusing on them, and when you focus on literally crushing every single day of the week, there is still a lot of space to fail. Because those days, you will not want to work out. Those days, you will not want to work on your business. You will not want to do all of these things, right? So you will fail. So you must develop systems to get you out of these things. Okay, you are not perfect. I'm not perfect. And the thing that you need to ask yourself is, what will I do if I feel like quitting? If there is a really tempting thing that my friends are inviting me to do that I genuinely want to do, what will I do in that time? Be honest. Don't think that you're going to be ultra disciplined and that you're going to listen to David Goggins and that he's going to tell you who's gonna carry the boats and you're gonna, you know, not do it. Now, be honest with yourself. Understand that if there is a party and you really want to go on it, and there's this hot chick that you want to date there, and also you're tired from your work, you need to be honest with yourself and see that you will go to the party. And the only way that you're not going to go to that party is if you imagine yourself going to it constantly before you go. Imagine the feeling that you're going to have after you come back, countless of times. You know those times in anime when, you know, the main character goes to the exact same event time after time and after time, and it makes him stronger and stronger every single time. It hurts more and more and more. That is the exact thing that you need to do now. The exact thing. Because you need to develop this sense of skeleton, the sense of armor on your mind, on that event, on that weakness that you will have then. You need to develop them by constantly reimagining what will happen if you feel tempted to do those things. what will happen? You need to constantly remind yourself of the feeling that you will get if you fail on the schedule that you have built up for yourself. You shouldn't write goals, my friend. Hundreds of goals. You should write only 5 and build those into your day-to-day life. Like I said, you need to forget about those goals once you set them. But focus on crushing your days. Focus on crushing your weeks, because that is the only way you're going to be able to crush this year. And after you do that, every single day, you need to deeply think about what can happen to you that can sidetrack you on a totally different path where you're not on the schedule that you wrote for yourself. What are the tempting things? What is the text that beautiful girl is going to text you to get you to sidetrack? What is the thing that you're going to do once you feel extremely tired and once your friend invites you to play video games? Go over those events like you're a madman, like you're insane. Nobody's gonna tell you to do so, because nobody's going to do it. But if you do, if you go over that one event over and over and over again, you will get ready and you will not slip up. This is the only way you can guarantee that you will succeed in those 5 goals. And that is exactly what I done for Project Steelman, which is the whole point of this channel right now. I built Project Steelman and I'm not going to fail. I promise you that. But until then, if you have like 365 videos on this channel that I made in the last year because I done daily upload. So I think you should maybe go and check out some of them. So if you need any help with self-improvement, you can go and watch some of those videos. I would personally recommend this one on the center of the screen because you can take those actions right now. Maybe the reason, comment the screen down below, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a beautiful rest of your day, my friends, and peace.